I'm Judy Shaw for What's the Fund. Joining me today is Will Hershey. Will is the co-founder and CEO at Roundhill Investments. Will, it's great to see you again. Thanks for joining me.
Great to see you. Thanks for having me.
Now, Will, a quick note to our viewers before we get started. This interview is for informational purposes only. The NYSE doesn't recommend any investments or investment strategies. Now, Will, tell me, what's the fund you want to talk about today?
Sure. So today we're going to be talking about the Roundhill Sports Betting and iGaming ETF, ticker BETZ, BETZ.
Great hat, great hat. Okay, tell me about this fund.
Sure. So this is what we'd call a thematic equity strategy, very similar to what we've done for our other ETF, which focuses on esports and digital entertainment. For this fund, we're really going after companies globally, so whether they're listed in the US or Australia or Sweden, that are involved in the business of legalized sports betting and legalized iGaming, which is a fancy way of saying online-based wagering and casino. And for us, whenever we're putting together a thematic product, we're always trying to identify what we believe to be getting ahead of secular trends in the market. And for this fund, it's really hitting on what I believe to be two primary secular trends. The first is a shift from physical to digital. We're seeing this throughout the global economy. The betting world is no different. Gross gaming revenues this year are going to be about $500 billion. Currently, only about 10% of that is taking place online. We expect that to shift gradually but significantly over the coming years as people start to place wagers mobilely. And then the second is really that of legalization and regulation. So in the US, we're kind of seeing this play out on a state-by-state basis where more states are legalizing sports betting. Brazil also has made a push to legalize sports betting. And I personally think that with everything that's gone on with COVID-19, with the loss with states now running significant budget deficits, that you're going to see the legalization of whether it's cannabis or sports betting potentially brought forward. And then just to take this one step further in terms of the types of companies we're invested in, kind of fall into five primary categories. The first are, as you can imagine, sports books. So these companies operate either in-person or online sports books. So a company like DraftKings that I know has gotten a lot of attention recently. Then we have iGaming companies. These are companies that offer, whether it's online slots or online poker, online casino. Many of those are based outside of the US. Technology companies, so companies that provide, whether it's B2B or B2C software, working with some of those companies in the first two categories. Those are really interesting, kind of like a SaaS play, if you will, on this part of the market. Then we have lead generation companies, basically acting as marketing arms for these sports books. And then the last group, which we'll see how quickly they can adapt, are companies who primarily are brick and mortar, old school, land-based casinos, some of which are making a push into online. The most notable everyone's talking about nowadays is Penn National that bought a stake in Barstool. So we'll see how that plays out for them.
Okay, Will, sounds all very, very interesting. So tell me, where can our viewers learn more about this fund and other funds?
Sure. So the best place is usually just to go to our website, roundhillinvestments.com, or you can follow us on Twitter @roundhill.
Wonderful. Well, Will, thanks so much for joining me on What's the Fund?
Thank you.